Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Students, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. In today's satsang, we will pick up the topic of vitamins and minerals for mental health. Just as the physical body depends upon vitamins and minerals for your physical health, the mind depends upon spiritual vitamins and minerals. These include vitamin A, aspiration, adaptability, ahimsa, vitamin B, blissfulness, brahmacharya, sexual restraint, vitamin C, cheerfulness and compassion, vitamin D, dispassion, discrimination, and devotion, vitamin E, egolessness, inquiry of who am I, vitamin M, meditation, and vitamin P is persistent effort. The various divine virtues, repetition of mantra, prayer, and acts of goodness are the minerals needed for promoting mental health. When you make use of these spiritual vitamins and minerals under the guidance of expert yogis and saints, sages, you're bound to enjoy mental peace and spiritual health all your life. Learn to communicate effectively. Another great virtue that you must develop in your relationship with others is the art of listening. If you listen well to what others are saying, they will also listen to what you have to say. People talk to each other a lot, but generally they are not listening. Friends and relatives may chat and chat for hours, but there may be no real inner communication between them. The strange conversation. Once there were two men who had been great friends when they were young, growing up together in the same village. Eventually, one became a merchant and moved away to another city, and the other became a farmer and remained in the village. Separated geographically in this way, the two friends lost touch with each other. Many years passed, and one day a message came to the farmer that his merchant friend was in the hospital in a nearby city. Eager to see his old friend, the farmer decided to go there for a visit. However, the farmer, who was in his 60s, had become hard of hearing by then. So now he thought to himself, how can we talk to each other if I can't hear what he is saying? In an attempt to solve the problem, he imagined what the conversation would be about and planned out his words and responses in advance. I will greet my friend and say, how are you? And he will answer, well, I'm feeling fine. Then I will say, thank God you're feeling fine. Then I will say, what did you eat for breakfast? In this way, the farmer planned the entire conversation in his mind several times. Having rehearsed everything well, the farmer went to the hospital. Seeing the merchant, he said, dear friend, it has been such a long time since I have seen you. How do you feel? The friend was sick, so he said, I'm feeling miserable, replied the friend. Unable to hear these words, the farmer said, thank God. Hearing this response and not knowing that his friend was becoming deaf, the merchant thought with great annoyance, he is seeing me again after such a long time, and he is happy that I am miserable? What type of friend is he? The farmer said, what have you eaten today? The merchant replied in anger, I've eaten poison. Well, good digestion, said the farmer, and the merchant became all the more angry. Then the farmer asked, who is your doctor? The merchant angrily replied, Death. Oh, said the farmer, he has a lucky foot. Wherever he goes, he succeeds. By this time, the merchant was so angry that he started shouting and had the farmer thrown out. This story gives you an exaggerated example of lack of communication, but it humorously points out that the nature of the problem is what it really is and what is needed to avoid it. In families, in schools, in the business world, wherever people must work together, many misunderstandings develop due to lack of real communication. When people talk to each other, they are involved in their own mental confusions and have difficulty listening to one another. From morning to night, people go on talking about so many things, but often there is no real communication. When there is no noise, you can hear even a leaf falling, but when there is a lot of noise, you cannot hear anything at all. Similarly, if you learn how to relax and not let your ego overpower your mind, your communication with others improves and you become a good listener. But if your mind is filled with the noise of bitterness, anger, and hate, then you cannot hear what others are trying to tell you. It is in an atmosphere of love and harmony that people are able to really listen to each other. So let's move on to the section of you and your family. Philosophical insight into family. It may seem that you just came to your parents from nowhere, but if you study the law of karma and reincarnation, you learn that you are an incarnating soul, not an individual body, and you come into family on the basis of your previous karma or actions. Further, in the process of reincarnation, you have had hundreds and hundreds of families. Although in Western society these ideas are not generally understood as they are in the Sanatana Dharma tradition, as they are ingrained in their DNA from their very childhood. After death, the spirit, according to its karma, chooses a family. You're actually the one who chooses the family to which you come. A little exercise of intellect is needed to understand that point. If you had a strong musical inclination in your previous birth, you will now choose a family in which parents encourage you in music from childhood. Suppose in your previous birth you were inclined to worship, mysticism, meditation, yoga exercises, or other aspects of yoga sadhana or spiritual discipline. In this birth, you would be drawn to a family which would encourage you in that direction, where you would see your parents performing worship and practicing meditation. Therefore, it is important to understand that you are drawn to a family for a divine reason for your evolution. Similarly, your parents have come in contact with you because of their karmas. Their souls also need certain experiences from you. So, when parents and children come together, it is not by accident. The family is meant to help you attain God realization. As an incarnating soul, you have been a traveler who has come and gone through so many families. This is not your only family, this is not your only body. You have had countless families and countless bodies. In every birth you had the same attachment, same desire, same likes and dislikes, and you departed from that body, as we will depart from this body also. So the cycle continues endlessly. It is hard to believe how many thousands of fathers and mothers you have had. It is equally as hard to believe how many thousands of times you have been a parent and how many thousands of children you have had. And this process of reincarnation will continue perpetually until you attain mukti or nirvana or God realization or self realization. All of them mean the same thing, meaning knowing yourself and understanding the purpose of your life. Knowing this, you should not develop a sense of dissatisfaction. If I had been born in a different family, everything I wanted would have been given to me. So many times we complain, why am I poor? Why am I this? Why am I that? Why did I go through these unfortunate situations? The divine plan has a purpose for your evolution. That is why it has been created in this manner. Sometimes we say, I would have had wonderful toys, I would have had a wonderful car, I wish I had more money, I would have had so much more freedom. But alas, I was not born in a perfect family. What can I do? Ideas like that should not enter your mind at all. You should not find fault with your family into which you belong, because that has been well arranged for you. It's part of the divine plan, meant for your evolution, suitable for you, for your needs. So that is the true meaning of this understanding. In tomorrow's satsang, we will focus on real education begins at home. Hari Om Tat Sat.